Hello, my dear one. I want to invite you into a beautiful experiment, a 7-day journey that can change how you feel about yourself, your life, and your future. 7 days, that's all. 1 week of gentle practice. Not perfection, not pressure, not trying to fix yourself, but allowing yourself to shift into a new pattern of living. So often, we think transformation must be huge to matter, but tiny changes, repeated consistently, have the power to rewrite your destiny. In 7 days, you can begin to notice a softer voice inside you, a more loving expectation, a new belief forming. And once a new belief is planted, it will continue to grow. I promise you this. If you stay with me through these 7 days, you will feel different by next week, and you deserve that. You deserve to feel good in your own mind. Let us begin with the most essential truth of all. You become what you think. Every thought is a seed, and your life, your habits, your relationships, your opportunities is the garden where those seeds grow. If you constantly think thoughts of fear, of limitation, of not enough, then that is the fruit that will appear. But if you choose thoughts of trust, of possibility, of I am worthy, then your reality shifts to match that vibration. The subconscious mind is the soil. It does not judge, it does not reject, it does not ask whether you truly want these seeds. It simply takes what you repeat and grows more of it. That is why we do not scold ourselves for old patterns. We simply choose new ones. Every thought is a rehearsal for tomorrow. So let us rehearse love. Let us rehearse confidence. Let us rehearse the life we want instead of the life we fear. And here is something many people misunderstand. Your subconscious does not respond to force. You cannot bully yourself into healing. You cannot beat yourself into confidence. You cannot insult yourself into motivation. It's only a thought, and a thought can be changed. I learned that long ago. Your habits do not shift because you demand it. They shift because you gently teach your mind a new way of being. Speak to yourself as you would speak to a child learning something new, with patience, with encouragement, with kindness. When that old voice rises, the one that says, "See, you're still failing," do not argue with it. Do not fight it. Fighting strengthens it. Instead, say softly, "Thank you for trying to protect me, but we are choosing a different thought now." Love is louder than fear when you use it often enough. And every day is a chance to practice love again. I want you to imagine your mind as a house where you have lived for a long time. You know the layout. You know every hallway of self-criticism, every closet where fear hides, every room where doubt sits waiting. But now, this week, we are renovating new furniture, brighter colors, fresh air. You do not demolish the house. You refresh it with intention. A new habit is a new piece of furniture placed thoughtfully. A new affirmation is a window open to let sunlight in. A new choice is a fresh coat of paint. And the more you update the home of your mind, the less comfortable the old patterns feel. They simply stop belonging there. Change becomes natural. Progress becomes inevitable, because love is rearranging the space. So many limits you believe you have are not real. They are inherited ideas, old rules passed down by people who were scared before you ever had a chance to try. The world has changed. There is more opportunity now than any generation before you. You can learn new skills. You can redefine yourself. You can change your entire direction at any moment. The only walls that still exist are the ones built inside your mind. If you believe you are too late, too old, too tired, not talented enough, then those beliefs become the ceiling on your life. But if you even entertain the possibility that you are capable of more, that your future can be brighter than your past, then that belief becomes a doorway. There is nothing more freeing than realizing I am the only one who decides what I can become. Limitations dissolve when you stop agreeing with them. Say to yourself now, I release the belief that I am stuck. Feel how that sentence expands your chest. Feel how your energy rises. You just unlocked a window. Now we must talk about space, because a new life needs room to grow. Many people feel stuck, not because they lack ambition, but because their mind is overflowing with clutter, obligations they don't truly care about, worries that don't belong to them, a never-ending list of shoulds. Productivity is not the same as purpose. You do not need to do more, you need to choose better. For this first week, I want you to look at your schedule with honesty and compassion. Cross out one thing every day that drains you, bores you, or comes only from guilt. Say no to something that keeps you small. Say yes only to what nourishes you. Make space for breath. Make space for joy. Make space for becoming. When you create emptiness, life rushes in to fill it with what actually matters. You will not miss the things you release. You will miss the life you could have lived if you didn't release them. As you clear that mental clutter, you will notice something beautiful. Energy returns. Inspiration returns. Desire returns. And desire is the first signal that you are waking up. When you care again, when you want again, when you imagine again, you are already rewriting your habits. You are already stepping into a new vibration. You do not have to know every step, every detail, or every answer. You only have to begin. Because once you begin, momentum becomes your friend. One good thought today leads to one empowered choice tomorrow. A tiny change repeated for 7 days becomes a new pattern. A new pattern becomes a new identity. And identity shapes destiny. Now let us practice the tool that will support you through each day of this reset. Gentle repetition. Repeat along with me, out loud or softly in your heart. I am willing to think new thoughts. Say it again. I am willing to think new thoughts. One more time. I am willing to think new thoughts. Willingness is the doorway to change. Let's open another door. I allow a better life to find me. Again, I allow a better life to find me. Once more, I allow a better life to find me. Feel how those words soften the air around you. And now this one. Every day, I become a little more of who I am meant to be. Say it slowly. Every day, I become a little more of who I am meant to be. Yes, that is the truth calling you forward. This is just the beginning of your 7-day transformation. You are already doing it by listening, by breathing, by believing that change is possible. You have taken the first step. And once the first step is taken, the next step becomes easier. In the coming days, we will deepen this practice. We will build confidence. We will strengthen love. We will make space for miracles. And by next week, your mind will feel lighter. Your heart will feel braver. Your life will begin to look a little more like the dream you have been holding quietly inside you. 7 days can change everything, and I will walk each of them with you. We often forget that habits begin with the words we speak to ourselves, and sometimes the habits that hurt us the most are not what we do, but what we say. My dear one, think for a moment about the language you use inside your own mind. Do you encourage yourself? Or do you criticize yourself? Do you offer compassion? Or do you judge each imperfection harshly? A single sentence repeated many times becomes a belief, and a belief becomes a filter through which you see your entire world. If the sentences are cruel, the world becomes unkind. If the sentences are loving, the world becomes gentle. This week, whenever you catch yourself saying something like, "I can't," "I always fail," or "nothing works out for me," I want you to pause, breathe, and replace it with something that lifts you up. Even a slight shift from "I can't do this" to "I'm learning how to do this" opens a new door in your mind. You are teaching yourself to rise instead of shrink. You are training your subconscious to believe in your potential instead of your past. You deserve kindness from yourself. You deserve encouragement from yourself. You deserve a voice inside that says, "Sweetheart, you are trying, and that is enough for today." Now I want to share something essential with you. The brain loves evidence. When you create a new belief, it looks for proof. It wants to know, is this true? That is why small wins are such powerful builders of a new identity. You do not have to dramatically transform overnight. You do not have to leap from insecurity to confidence in one day. You begin with small steps that show you what is possible. Make your bed in the morning. Drink 1 glass of water by lunchtime. Complete one task you have been avoiding. And when you do, celebrate it. Acknowledge it. Because each tiny success whispers to your subconscious, "See, we can do this." Confidence is not a gift given to the lucky. It is a muscle strengthened by repetition. Every small promise you keep to yourself becomes evidence of trust, and trust creates momentum. Soon, you are not just hoping you can change, you are proving it to yourself, one gentle victory at a time. I want you to think of 3 things you've done well in the past. Maybe you overcame heartbreak. Maybe you finished something difficult. Maybe you showed up even when you were tired. Those are not small moments. They are proof of who you already are, capable, resilient, and stronger than you think. There is another habit that will transform everything. Give more than expected, not from exhaustion, not from trying to earn love, but from a place of fullness and generosity. When you offer kindness, creativity, assistance, or hope without holding score, life returns it multiplied. Giving is a frequency. When you give love, you tune yourself to love. When you give value, you tune yourself to abundance. So anytime you interact with someone this week, ask yourself, how can I leave them better than I found them? A sincere compliment, a moment of patience, a bit more kindness than required. The energy you give is the energy that comes home to you. The universe always responds to generosity with expansion. You become a magnet for opportunities, support, and surprising blessings. Generosity tells life, I trust. I have enough. I will always have more. And life responds, yes, you will. But for giving to be sustainable, for success to be long-lasting, there must be rest. True productivity includes recovery. You cannot bloom every day without watering the roots. The body renews itself when you sleep. The mind clears itself when you pause. The heart restores itself when you breathe slowly. Rest is not laziness. Rest is a loving habit that declares, I deserve to be supported. This week, schedule your rest the way you schedule your responsibilities. Place it on your calendar and honor it as a promise. No guilt, no apology. When you rest, you are teaching your nervous system that safety exists inside your life. Harmony returns. Creativity awakens. You begin to hear intuitive guidance again, that quiet voice that knows exactly what your next step should be. When you are tired, everything feels difficult. When you are restored, everything feels possible. Try something with me right now. Place your hand over your heart and allow these words to land inside you. Whisper gently after me. I replace criticism with encouragement. Again, a little slower. I replace criticism with encouragement. One more time. I replace criticism with encouragement. And now, every small win strengthens my confidence. Repeat, every small win strengthens my confidence. One more time. Every small win strengthens my confidence. And breathe. Finally say, I give from love and I rest with love. Again, I give from love and I rest with love. One last time. I give from love and I rest with love. Notice how your chest softens. Notice how your jaw relaxes. Love always relaxes the body. You are changing already. You are choosing thoughts that empower you. You are creating proof that you can trust yourself. You are giving from abundance instead of fear. You are resting like someone who knows their worth. These are not small shifts, these are new foundations. And foundations determine how high you can rise. Every day of this week, I want you to pay attention to just one of these habits. You don't have to master them all at once. Healing is not a race. Growth is not a competition. A little progress practiced daily outweighs perfection delayed forever. You are not rushing, you are emerging. And each gentle choice is shaping a future where you feel stronger, freer, and happier in your own life. As we move forward, we will take these habits even deeper. We will align them with the vibration of abundance and possibility. We will prepare your mind to expect success rather than fear disappointment. Because what you expect, you invite. What you believe, you build. And what you practice, becomes who you are. My dear one, it is time to not only understand these teachings, but to live them gently, day by day. I want you to feel each shift in your heart, not just your mind. Think of these 7 days as a loving embrace from your future self, the version of you who is already confident, calm, and free. That version of you knows that habits shape miracles, and miracles begin the moment you treat yourself with tenderness. So let us begin this journey together, hand in heart, spirit to spirit. Day 1 is about breaking the oldest habit of all, criticizing yourself. So many people wake up already disappointed with who they are. They look in the mirror and see only flaws. They review their day before it even starts and expect themselves to fail. But criticism is not discipline. Criticism is a wound disguised as advice. When you speak harshly to yourself, you are repeating the voices of the past, not the truth of the present. Today, we choose a new voice, one that says, "Darling, you are trying. Darling, you are learning. Darling, you deserve patience." I want you to write 10 kind sentences about yourself, even if it feels uncomfortable, even if your mind argues. The discomfort is just the old voice losing power, and when it tries to return, whisper a new truth instead. Try this with me now, gently. I am enough exactly as I am. Say it again. I am enough exactly as I am. One more time, slower, softer. I am enough exactly as I am. This sentence is a kiss on your own heart. Repeat it whenever you forget how worthy you are. On day 2, we begin clearing space inside your mind. Overthinking, overplanning, and overcommitting create emotional clutter. The subconscious becomes exhausted trying to hold too many expectations and too many tasks. But you are allowed to say no. You are allowed to stop running long enough to breathe. Today, choose one thing you will not do. Cross it out. Release it completely. The moment you remove pressure that was never yours, relief enters your body like fresh air through an open window. When you choose what truly matters, your energy returns to you. Your spirit lifts. Give yourself permission to simplify. And then say this with me, gently. I choose what truly matters to me. Again with more belief. I choose what truly matters to me. One more time as a promise. I choose what truly matters to me. You are telling life that you are ready to feel lighter, and life listens. Day 3 is when momentum begins. We prove to the subconscious that change is real, not just a nice idea. Choose one tiny task today that leads you toward the person you are becoming, something you can complete fully. It may look small from the outside, but inside, it is a declaration. Completion builds trust. Trust builds identity. Suddenly, your subconscious has evidence. We succeed. We follow through. We do what we say. Then everything in your mind shifts forward. Even a baby step is movement, and movement awakens belief. When you finish your tiny action today, place a hand over your heart and acknowledge yourself. Pride is not a sin, it is a celebration of progress. And if doubt visits, speak to yourself gently. Every step I take strengthens my confidence. Again with more warmth. Every step I take strengthens my confidence. A final time with a smile. Every step I take strengthens my confidence. Feel how those words stand taller inside you each time you say them. Day 4 invites you to become your own healer. Notice the voice inside that attacks you, the voice that says you're behind, you should be better, you will never get there. That voice is old pain with a microphone. It is not the truth. When you catch that voice today, and you will, I want you to pause and choose a new sentence. Replace "I can't" with "I'm learning." Replace "I always mess up" with "I am becoming more capable." Replace "I'm not good enough" with "I am growing beautifully." You are teaching your subconscious to trust love. You are rewriting the inner story one thought at a time. This is powerful work, the work of transformation. Repeat after me now. I speak to myself with kindness and love. Again, a little slower so your cells can hear it. I speak to myself with kindness and love. One more time, with a hand gently over your heart. I speak to myself with kindness and love. You are no longer your own enemy. You are becoming your best ally. Do you feel what is happening already? These first 4 days are not just habits, they are healing. They are dissolving years of self-neglect. They are saying to your heart, I remember you, I choose you, I support you. And when you support yourself, the world begins to support you too. The energy around you shifts. Choices become clearer. Peace becomes possible. A new life begins to open. You do not need to be perfect at this. You only need to show up for yourself gently. Every moment you choose love over judgment. Every time you choose clarity over chaos. Every step you take forward, even if it is tiny, is a declaration of your worthiness. Keep holding my hand, dear one, because tomorrow we begin day 5, where you will learn how to nourish yourself with compassion and claim joy as your natural state. Are you ready? I know you are. My dear one, you have already done so much. You have softened the way you speak to yourself. You have created space for what matters. You have proven your ability to follow through. And you have begun rewriting the voice inside your mind. Can you feel the shift happening? Not loud, not dramatic, but steady, warm, and real. The heart opens quietly, the mind awakens gently. And today, your transformation continues with something so simple and yet so powerful. Gratitude expressed through giving. Day 5 invites your heart to expand. When you allow love to flow outward freely, you create room for more love to flow inward. Life moves in a circle. What you give is what returns. Not always from the same source, not always in the same form, but always with beautiful timing. Today, do something kind that no one knows about, a secret act of generosity. Hold a door longer than necessary. Send a blessing silently to a stranger. Leave a note of encouragement where someone will find it unexpectedly. Kindness is a frequency, and when you tune to that frequency, abundance recognizes you, not because you are earning anything, but because you are aligning with the truth. There is already enough. You are enough. And as you give, You remind your subconscious that you have something valuable to offer. Whisper with me, softly and with a smile. The more I give, the more blessings flow to me. Again, with trust. The more I give, the more blessings flow to me. One more time, as a gentle celebration. The more I give, the more blessings flow to me. Giving is not losing, giving is multiplying. And today, you have multiplied joy. Day 6 is a day of acknowledgement, a day to honor who you have already been. So often, we forget the victories we have lived through. We remember our failures so clearly, but our successes become faint memories, as if they did not matter. But they did, and they still do. You have overcome things others might never understand. You have kept going when stopping would have been easier. You have seen darkness and still believed in light. That strength is proof. When you write down 5 past achievements today, don't only list the trophies or the certificates or the external results. Write the moments of courage. Write the decisions that changed you. Write the times you chose love instead of fear. These are not small things, they are the foundation of your future confidence. Every success you recall whispers, I have done it before, I can do it again. Say it with me now, proudly. I have succeeded before I succeed again. Again, a little deeper. I have succeeded before I succeed again. One more time, feel it in your spine. I have succeeded before I succeed again. Your wins are not in the past, they are alive inside you, guiding your next rise. Day 7 is a sacred day, a day of rest, a day of receiving. You see, the nervous system cannot integrate change if it never pauses. The mind cannot form new patterns when it is always rushing. The heart cannot speak when everything is loud. Rest is not the absence of progress. Rest is the nourishment that makes progress possible. Today, give yourself 1 hour, 1 full hour of guilt-free restoration. 1 hour where you do not strive, you do not achieve, you do not self-improve. You simply breathe. You simply exist. You simply allow yourself to be human. When you rest with intention, you tell your subconscious, I am safe now. I am supported now. I am allowed to receive comfort. Whisper this gently, like a lullaby to your inner child. Rest renews my mind and nourishes my soul. Again, slower. Rest renews my mind and nourishes my soul. One more time. Let it soften your whole body. Rest renews my mind and nourishes my soul. You do not have to push to become your best self. You simply have to care for the person you already are. Look at what you've done this week. You loved yourself in new ways. You chose what matters. You began habits that strengthen identity. You spoke healing to your subconscious. You gave from the heart. You honored your victories. You rested with self-respect. That is transformation. That is rebirth. And yet this is only the beginning. A new life becomes permanent, not when it is forced, but when it is repeated with love. 7 days has opened the door. Now we continue walking through it. That is why I invite you into the 21-day loop, not to work harder, but to deepen joy. Every time you repeat these 7 days, the subconscious receives a stronger message. This is who we are now. This is how we live now. This is the life we accept now. Identity shifts through gentle consistency. What you practice becomes familiar. What becomes familiar becomes effortless. And what becomes effortless becomes your new reality. Imagine waking up 3 weeks from now with habits that feel like home. Imagine your inner voice speaking with love without you having to think about it. Imagine choosing rest without guilt, generosity without fear, growth without pressure. That is what 3 rounds of this loving routine will create, not a checklist, but a new way of being. A life where healing is no longer a special occasion, but your everyday experience. A life where self-care is natural, not negotiable. A life where confidence doesn't need to be built because it already lives inside you. Before we complete this moment together, let us breathe into the transformation that is already unfolding. Place your hand on your heart. Feel its rhythm steady, patient, loyal. It has never given up on you. It has waited for this softness. It has waited for this reset. Speak these words with me slowly, lovingly. I allow good habits to shape my new life. Again, I allow good habits to shape my new life. A final time. I allow good habits to shape my new life. Now another. I choose thoughts that support my growth. Again with gentleness. I choose thoughts that support my growth. One more. I choose thoughts that support my growth. And finally, let this one become your truth. I feel better every day. Once more with a small smile, I feel better every day. One last time, as a promise to yourself, I feel better every day. You are not becoming someone different. You are remembering who you truly are, a person worthy of peace, a person capable of change, a person ready for joy. Take a deep breath now. Let it fill your lungs with possibility. Let it anchor the love that is growing inside you. You are healing your life gently, naturally, completely, one day at a time. And tomorrow, we begin a new chapter together.